when a woman is confident and owns her space in with feminine energy, and a man is confident, owns his space in masculine energy, the two works perfectly.
Yeah, there's no.
And to prove that it works perfectly, it's been working since the caveman days.
Yeah.
It works with monkeys.
If it didn't work, we would have collapsed as a society or a species 500 million years ago.
It's also going to pin you against the wall, but I get what you're saying.
It's just so true. Crystal, do you feel like you live powerfully and strong in your feminine space?
I do, yeah.
Do I ever jump into that space and try to inject my opinion in a space that I have no understanding
Not
of?
often enough to even remember, really.
Okay. Do you think if we were to reverse that statement with me?
Do you think I jump into your lane?
Not enough that matters.
Right.
No.
Your lane's also fucking scorching 1,000,000 degrees behind you. Like, to get in your lane, you're going to have to fucking deal with a little heat. I was going to say, on to your what you were just saying, the feminine energy.
Yes.
They're saying, like, I don't know, if you go on Twitter, there's fucking kids fighting teachers. Like, this might have been happening this whole time.
Sad.
Right.
I know.
But someone's theory behind that was the fact that women are working more as well as men, the whole family dynamic is fucked up.
Yeah.
The guy's supposed to work, like one of the videos you said, or the guy or the woman, but someone's supposed to be home loving these kids and showing them the right way to do things and the wrong way to do things. But when both parents are working, you fucked up the whole family dynamic. It's fucked up. Who's home with these kids? Who's teaching them to do? Like, I know how to do my laundry from my mom because she was home all the time.
Yeah.
She taught me every Sunday we clean the house. We do things, like, and it's still stuck with me today. And these poor kids, they're just on TikTok learning how to live.
Can't agree more. I don't know the solid answer there, but yeah, I know we were in unique situations because we were raised with single parents. But I could tell you that my ability to get into trouble was due to the lack of supervision. 100%. I wouldn't have done 90% of this bad shit I did if I knew either my dad or my mom if my mom was watching and reporting to dad when he got home.
And when dad gets home, kick your ass.
No way. No way. You know what I always found interesting was when I find these, handsome, because I always thought for a minute that maybe it was because we were, kind of studs and growing up, that maybe it allowed us to open spaces in the universe of the world that some others wouldn't have access to because we have charisma and ambition and drive and high energy. But then I would meet a kid that also has that and never got in trouble. And I was like, what? That is so weird.
Yeah.
And it was because he had a dad. And his dad would fucking kick his ass. But it didn't mean that he lacked energy, charisma, enthusiasm, ambition. He just knew how to do the world right. And I think that's how our kids are going to be.
Yeah, I think that's how they'll be too. I mean, I was great. I never got into any trouble.
Well, you're
and my mom was home.
Right. Yeah. No, I think it's true, Dan. I think that's a great point.
It is. I mean, because I remember my dad, he was a coach on our baseball team. So like up until like 7 or 8, he was around and took us to sporting events. So for me, I had the dad and then he left.
That to me seems tougher, if you want my opinion.
Yeah, like you lose your best friend and you're kind of cognizant of it. Like I'm 7 or 8.
Danny's gonna make me cry. You just said lost his best friend.
Well, you do. It's your dad. His license plate said "Da Boys" on his big lifted Suburban.
No way.
We went fishing every weekend. Like I had a fucking full blown dad.
I didn't know that. Danny.
Yeah, and then 7 or 8 years old, he goes off, and obviously there's a story behind that. But then he left, and then me and my brother are like, "Fuck."
That's fucked up.
It was fucked up. We had Tom, which is a good thing.
I was just going to say, even though you have somebody else step in, that doesn't take away from what happened.
Oh, no, you lose your fucking dad. Like, dad is dad.
Yeah,
like,
you can't replace dad.
Yeah, it's your homie. Like, Tom stepped in as kind of like a big brother. That's why I still love Tom today, because he came in.
What a stud.
He actually took us to Six Flags while my mom served my dad with papers like, hey, you're only getting weekends and if that, because you're going off the deep end. So we actually spent the weekend with Tom. We came back, and that's when we learned that dad just said, you know what, fucking I'm out. So he didn't even want to see us. So he just left.
Oh, it was so conscious.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like for me, it was so not conscious. I had to put all those pieces together. You didn't have to use your imagination.
I watched him leave.
You watched it. Oh, man.
Did you
literally watch? Like you saw him drive off the last time?
No, I saw him drive off the last time. I didn't know it was the last time.
At that moment,
But you get back from Six Flags, and it's like, well, okay, your dad's gone. Like, well, he'll see you when he sees you.
It's wild how much how big the role is for a parent in a child's life and the impact.
Yeah.
Too, even like I see like 16-year-old kids. Like there's gonna be a moment where Beckham's 16 where you're teaching him 16-year-old life lessons.
Yeah.
Like that's where me and you kind of met. Like we don't have anyone to fucking show us this bullshit.
Right?
No.
A deep wound was I had to learn how to shave, and I had to learn how to. It didn't seem like a big deal, but I had already learned how to shave. And one of my mom's boyfriends, which I always say my mom had like 4 boyfriends, meaning that she didn't like serial date. She had 4 solid men in her life,
Right.
whatever it was, to give her credit. But one of her boyfriends tried to show me how to shave, but I'd already been shaving. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, fuck, there's like actually a technique, you know? And I remember feeling
Instead of
like,
trial and error.
yeah, and, you know, to go this way on this one, not go with the grain, go against it, you know, the whole 9. And I remember that one hurt because I remember thinking, I wish someone would have taught me that.
Even to tie a tie. Like there's just some boy shit when you get to that point.
You kind of want your dad to teach you how to
Yeah,
do
and I
that
think,
dumb
and then
shit.
I feel like it gets re-triggered every time, does it?
It probably does, but I think we're living in such a shallow, unconscious
You know, it's fucking
space
great.
at that age that you just shove it down.
And we all had shitty dads, our whole friend group. Like no one would ever
Did you know that?
I did know that. I mean, in the office also has, I'm the only one that has like a good solid
Fucking
dad.
Rick.
Fucking Rick.
Making all their dads look bad.
He's a good one.
taking them to sporting events. God damn it.
Right. Showing up to the grandkids.
He's going to grandkids soccer games, not just mine.
What were you going to say, Dad?
Say we didn't attract one dude that had a dad that we might possibly subconsciously look at like that piece of shit.
I think that's something there's something to be said there. I think that is so true with energy and standards in life, is you truly attract, you just attract whatever it is that you're consciously projecting. I don't even know how to describe it, but like that wasn't by choice, Danny.
No.
But we were operating in that energy, whatever. I don't even know how to describe it with like some great sounding clip, but I'll just try to get into it. We were operating in that energy, and that energy was so powerful that if like a quality dude with a dad rolled up, it was like boom, bounced right off.
Yeah,
Like
instantly.
we were like, nope. So it's just interesting that you track
just
that.
a bunch of insecure, good-looking, buff kids trying to have sex
Buff?
to fill in the. Oh, we were buff.
Hey, Danny, I've seen pictures of you from
I
high
was buff
school.
for a little 150-pound kid.
Dude, what's funny is we all thought we were buff, and then you
Yeah.
look back, we're like, dude, I was scrawny, and I thought I was jacked.
I look back, I'm like, man, I was tiny.
No, but and the thing is, I don't want anything to do with that little body.
It's funny is
I want a woman.